Good. So let's talk property management. So I
Hmm.
get asked this questions a lot, right? Should I hire
Right.
a PM, management company? And my answer to that is I think when you're small, you should hire a company until
Hmm.
when you grow to have so many rental that the cost of having the company maybe equal to the cost of you hiring, bringing it in-house.
Right.
That's my kind of my take on it. What's yours?
So to answer this question, you kind of break it down in different scenarios, right?
Hmm.
So if I were to ask someone like, let's just say someone that owns a few rental properties, right? One or
Yeah.
two, couple, even one. If I ask them like, hey, do you think you can manage your property better than me,
Hmm.
right? Versus my company?
Yeah.
And their answer could be yes, right? And
Yeah.
it actually wouldn't hurt my feelings, right?
Right.
And that's if, for example, if they put 100% focus, they're an intelligent person, they put
Hmm.
100% focus in managing the rental properties. I don't think that's a problem. Like, I think they'd be probably very successful with managing the rental property. I think what happens though is that life gets in the way, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, if they're younger and all of a sudden they start a family, right? Now you have
Right.
kids in the picture, or you want to go on vacation and stuff. So, and to my initial point was like, once you systematize things, right? You scale it, you systematize it out. Now all of a sudden, if you're something else comes up, your systems are failing, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So at that point, now I may ask a question like, do you think you're able to manage your property better than me? And the answer is probably no, because I actually have dedicated people to doing these functions on a day-to-day basis without fail. That's the goal, at least, right? While life gets in the way, what if sudden they have a job that requires them to travel, right?
Hmm.
There's so many things that can come along the way, and in that time span, you kind of lose interest in managing your own rental properties. So I get asked the question all the time, like, "Hey, when should I get a property manager?" I'm like, I mean, you could do it on yourself. I'm sure you would do very well with it, and that's just the truth. But if you want to kind of start and kind of build, if you want to buy more rentals, right? So I think you know this too, right? When you have one property under contract, it's under remodeling, renovation,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden your attention is renovation, and then but you still want to buy more properties.
Yes.
So now your focus is split. But if you spend all your time on just renovating, you'll do great renovating. But if you spend all your time on selling, so it's all depending how much time you have, how much focus you want to give to each part of your business. And you're kind of going further as far as, oh, what if you own X amount of properties, 100 properties, for example? Well,
Uh-huh.
maybe at that time it just makes sense to hire a person. Well, that's great. And I've seen that work well. But also, I've also seen that situation fall apart because the person that they've been training over the past 5 years has now decided to quit, or they
Hmm.
decided to move on with their life also. And you lose all that experience that you had training this one person.
Yeah.
Uh, and the truth is that we want to say that we create manuals and stuff perfect all the time, but there's nothing that beats experience. Someone can read a manual,
Hmm.
but nothing beats the experience of
Right.
managing hundreds rental properties over 5 years.